Hi all, in this episode of Total Proa Build, we get the Vaka ready for paint. I bought a 2-pack epoxy paint, second hand or friends, €5 a litre, and it's good stuff. So I'll do an adhesion test, and we'll see how it holds and how it works. And got coamings done, all coamings for all hatches. And Vaka's done. Fiberglass the bottom and paint the bottom. For the bottom I go an acrylic 2-pack, but that's for later on. And now we just focus on closing up, finishing the Vaka, and then Amma, Daggerboard and all that kind of stuff, and Akkers soon. All the best, Balkan shipyards. So the gunnels have to be planed to be straight, the shear clamps to accept the deck, and I enjoy planing them by hand. It's quieter, it's actually like relaxing. So I'll plane the one side, I'll plane the second side, and then I'll put a level on, and I'll just make sure that it's lying flat on both of them and it's done. Don't have to put in too much of an effort, anything's okay over here. Because the epoxy, the thickened epoxy will fill up. But you want to get as close as possible. And basically, you want to get to this. So the level's lying flat, and you're going to have a full adhesion, and your deck's going to hold all the way. And you just, doesn't take long, probably, I don't know, 15-20 minutes to do the whole hull, and game over. Here's a shot of approximately what we're aiming for. And that's 2.5 meter Akkers. So the total width of the boat works out to be about, I don't know, about 3 meters or something, because I got a leap pod. And there's the Daggerboard's in all the way, of course. Looks decent. And now I'll stick in I'm gonna glue in the case, and then I have to make whatever holds the Akkers. Like on Crystal Clear I had Akka, whatever they're called, and the Akkers will come in on top. I want this to be a wave piercer, so I want my Akkers high up. I don't want my Akkers dragging into the waves, you know. So I want this armor to go right through waves, so that means we're going to have some sort of a triangle business that comes up high, and the Akka comes straight and as high as possible above the surface. And yeah. I think it's an okay span, and then I'm going to try and deck it as light as possible using maybe formal ply or something, I don't know, and get that over there. Master stepped on the knuckle on the deck over there, so I'm going to have a post, whatever that thing's called, that holds up the mast in case you get backwinded, so don't lose your mast. Here goes the Daggerboard itself, eh? So yes, I marked it, I took a line from bow to bow, I found my center, I put it in, I did all kind of stuff. Now I marked out places where I'm going to screw it in. Basically I want to drive screws from the bottom of the boat into the Daggerboard so it pulls down on the epoxy, and then the epoxy can set. Afterwards I'll change these screws for something, I don't know, bronze or something. I'll take out the metal ones and I'll put in bronze or something, something yellow, something not metal. And what I'm going to do now is I've marked all my screw places. Now I take the machine and I just drive those screws in. They come out at the bottom of the boat, and then I know where to put my screws in from the bottom when the Daggerboard's in place with epoxy. So that's how I mark my screw holes. Daggerboard case glued in and screwed from the bottom for now, temporarily. thickened epoxy and wet it out underneath like usual, and then filleted all around and glass taped. Might be overkill, but I don't mind. So I just decided to, make it as strong and as, waterproof as possible. I don't know. Anyway, here it is on the bottom. So yeah, same old technique. These are my coamings. So only that one is 8mm because it's holding the small deck where the mast is going to be stepped. All the rest are 6mm, and I've decided the easiest way is to just glue them on with polyurethane glue. So it's about 10 o'clock at night, haha, and there's the armor, yeah, the Daggerboard case glued in, and the Vaka's done. Long run, but it's done. Coamings, 4 hatch, big hatch, aft hatch, whichever, whatever the hell. And yeah, so it's all, every single external connection is glass taped on the outside and filleted on the inside. But everything's done only with 80 grams. But like I said before, that I put a good effort into filleting, and I wet out. I first blow everything clean with a compressor, and then I really wet out both the surfaces that are going to get filleted. I wet them out with clean epoxy, and I wet them out real good, and I make sure my epoxy goes down between the joint where they both meet, and then I put on a good fillet, and then immediately, if I'm glass taping on top of my fillet, then immediately I will glass tape on top. I mean, like half an hour later or something. And therefore you get in a chemical bond of the glass tape. The fiberglass is bonded into the fillet, and that's the best bond. And the fillet is bonded onto the plywood because it's been wetted out and all that kind of stuff. So all my internal fillets, they're not glassed. Here and there are a few glassed fillets inside, the ones that are holding the main bulkheads that are holding the lee pod. So that's all glassed. But all the rest, all this stuff, nah, nothing's glassed. But everything's glassed on the outside. Not much windage. That's 70 centimeters high. Waterline is 20, 22 max. I don't want to go above 22. The knuckle starts at 25 from the bottom. So at 20 waterline, then I'm 5 centimeter knuckle above sea level. If it's packed to the tits, then maybe go to 22 cm. This hull holds about a little bit more than 10 kilos per centimeter. So it actually, so on a 200 liter displacement, it's a roughly 20 centimeter draft. And I believe that 200 kilo should be enough for the hull rig, half the bridge deck, about 20 kilos of gear, and me and Zhenya together with 120 kilos. 2/3 of our weight will be going onto the Vaka and 1/3 onto the armor, because we'll be over here somewhere. One of us will be driving, so one will be a little bit closer, the other one will be a little bit further. There will be some water in the armor. The armor has enough displacement to take a little bit of water too. And that's, I don't know, that's all the ideas and all the plans, and but I don't know, I think it'll work. I mean, looks like it should work this time, haha. This boat works really well, but now I made him a little bit heavier. I probably added about 15 kilos onto him at the moment, maybe even 20 at the end when I'm finished. I might even add on a total of 20 kilos onto him, which is quite a lot. But now I'm going to reduce weight off the mast and the anchors and the bridge deck, and and the Daggerboard, the lee board used to be on the Vaka. Now it's moving over to the armor. So yeah, so I gained a little bit, and then I'm lost a little bit, and I got a feeling that total gain at the end will be plus 10 kilos. That will be on this Vaka when I'm finally done. I think I will have 10 kilos more than what I had before, when there was nothing, when it was just a canoe. So that's okay. I think I can live with that. 20-30 kilos of gear, and that's it. 20 kilos of gear, 10 liters or 15 liters of water, and a sandwich. And maybe we catch a fish on the way, so there you go. And that's the way I want to sell. So we see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna do an adhesion test. I bought this is epoxy primer 2-pack, and it's used for metal. And I bought 3 liters for very cheap. And I want to prime the whole boat, wood and fiberglass and everything. So therefore, I got plywood, poplar ply. I got pine. And I got a piece of poplar ply that's been fiberglassed over here. So this is fiberglass, okay? So we're gonna do the check. This is the most interesting one, okay? Over here I believe everything will be okay. And so you need a knife and you need duct tape, some sort of a very sticky tape, you know. And then what you do is you cut small, like this, lines, and then you want to have small squares, bunch of small squares. Okay, this is the pine, hope you can see. So you cut on a diagonal and you make little squares, or I don't know how big they are, and then you'd put on a piece of, then you'd stick on your duct tape, stick it on really well. You know, put in an effort, get it stuck down there. Okay, and then the way to pull is back on a good angle of about 60 degrees and a fast pull. Okay, we're really happy with this. Nothing came off. That means that to pine, no problems. I'm gonna skip this one. I'll check it later. I don't want to on the camera and stuff, but I will do this one. This over epoxy, I want to see what happens, okay? So I've got a little section that is fiberglassed over here, and I want to see what happens. So again, I'm doing the cuts. Okay, so hope you can see many little cuts over here. And take a new piece of duct tape and get it to stick down really well. Really well. I just figured that epoxy paint over epoxy should work. Let's see. The moment of truth. Looking good to me. I don't see any problems. I do see a slight different color over here, which I don't know what that means, but let's just give it another shot and see what happens. And pull back on a 60-degree angle. I'm really happy. I mean, it's not coming off. So that's how adhesion tests are done, and this passes. So basically, we're going to do the whole boat with this stuff. I'm happy with it. Clear shot of the coaming itself. Glued and screwed with polyurethane onto the boat, and then filleted and glass taped on the outside, rising up. I cut that in to save a little bit of weight. That's 6mm, 6 mil, that's 8 mil, and I'm very happy. It came out super stiff. Of course I ran the grain long way, so it stiffens up. Same thing over here this way, so it stiffens up. Same thing over there and over there too. I always think about which way the plow will be stressed, and in a direction where I think it will be bending, that's where I put the grain. I run the grain in a direction of the, and the same thing over here, same coamings, exactly the same thing. These ones are stepped on top and filleted glass taped, and these two are glued onto the shear clamp, and yeah, came out stiff, came out good. And that's what everybody will be seeing, the boat from behind. Ha ha. Yeah, hope so. I hope they all look at my stern as I'm flying by on 8 knots. I don't know. I believe he'll do 8 knots, yes I do, honestly do. He's got a, I don't know, it's kind of a spaceship kind of a thing. Enterprise 7. Anyway guys, so yeah, so now armor, spars, mast, paint, sanding, more sanding,